phase of the cycle.
So one of the things that we know about flow is there needs to be these neurochemical preconditions for everything to happen, and it needs to happen in a certain order. And so we need to have some adrenaline, some cortisol at the beginning in order
No,
to
cortisol is bad. It's gonna give you a fat stomach.
right. You're just fat. You're gonna be middle-aged and fat. You're a skinny fat middle-aged man. You're too stressed out with your high cortisol. Need to learn to meditate with your stressful job, mate. Is that cortisol? That's cortisol, right?
Wait, say that again?
The stressed out dad with the skinny fat belly, he needs to learn how to meditate to reduce your cortisol. You're too stressed out all the time.
Okay, but I had to cut you off with that one because everyone thinks cortisol is so bad. Not everyone.
That's the common
fair,
misperception. Chronically elevated, like cortisol that goes up and never comes down. That's quite problematic.
So in flow, it will come down?
Well, yeah,
Okay.
Well, in release, it'll come down. But that phase 2. So we need the spike because when the whole purpose of cortisol is to get energy out of the tissues into the bloodstream, ready to go. So we want all of that sugar in your bloodstream, so you've got energy. You want blood pressure to go up. You want heart rate to go up. You want all of that, all of that spiking because you're getting ready to do something really big. So that struggle. So anytime you can get into that struggle and you get that grindy kind of, oh, this is really hard. Frustration, anger. They're all of those things that you go, yep, adrenaline's been released now. It's done its job.
Okay.
The release phase is, depending on the activity, I think the bit that people struggle with the most, because you're like, yeah, this is really horrible. This is awful. This is hard, but I'm okay with it. I'm not distressed by it. So it's that leaning in feeling and letting go.
Okay. So number one is adrenaline, right?
Yeah, adrenaline and cortisol together.
Okay. Adrenaline and cortisol and a little bit of anger and frustration feelings. Or is that
it'll
number
often
2?
present as anger, frustration, fear sometimes as well.
Uh-huh.
All sorts of wow, I'm trying to think through now other signs, and sometimes you can see like absolute terror and distress and crying. What else have we seen? Like that anger, stomping around, rage. Depends how hard the activity is, but it's basically what people would present as who are highly aroused. So really highly aroused people, that's what you're going to see at the end of struggle.
Okay. And then you lean into it. You don't avoid it.
Mm-hmm.
And then as you're leaning into it and going through all of that, you will get to phase 2.
So phase 2 is release. And the important neurochemicals in there are nitric oxide and anandamide.
Not dopamine?
So it's so essentially it's nangs and weed.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So it's all of these